I installed a Hive Mini into my property last week to work alongside my Worcester Bosch 8000 style. So far, I'm really impressed. Now before you rush the comments saying it doesn't have open therm, it won't modulate very well, whilst this is true, I'm a man of convenience. I like things to be simple, connected, and fluid across all my devices and the ecosystem I use day to day. It took me less than an hour to install. I can control my heating with my voice and even my phone when I'm on the other side of the planet. This is great because I have dogs at home that like to be nice and toasty even when I'm not there. The Hive Mini is 84mm by 83mm, making it a very compact device. This can easily be hidden in any type of home. Maybe you've got quite an old home or like your grandparents' house where there's a bit of old furniture, a bit of old decor. This will just hide away. You won't even notice it because it is so small. Or in a modern home, everyone seems to go for that grey and white sort of theme, so this will fit in very well. It has a beautiful mirror finish with a white surround and it looks great on my white walls and yes, my grey sofa. The dimensions of the Hive Mini make it very compact when compared to a EPH Combi 4, which you get with the majority of installers from iHeat, or the Honeywell T3R, the other option from iHeat. There's also the Hive full size, obviously it's a lot smaller than that one, and of course your competitors like the Tardo, for example. The Google Nest Smart Learning Thermostat is similar dimensions to the Hive Mini, so if you'd like a comparison video between the two, leave a like and comment below. Of course, if you are new here, do subscribe using the button below to get our latest videos when they come out. Functions wise, the Hive Mini is packed full of great functions which I use day to day. The first will be weather compensation, where it looks at the internet and checks what the weather is in your surrounding area, and then adjusts your home temperature accordingly. For example, if it is -4 on the local weather report, it will increase your boiler's heating to make sure the home is nice and warm. This means when you wake up at those 6:30 mornings to head off to work, your house is already nice and warm, compensating for that freezing cold temperature as soon as you step out the door. Next up, one of my favorites is the geolocation feature. This is an awesome feature jam-packed into the app, which allows you to receive notifications when you leave your property and leave the heating on. For me, it isn't as much of a problem as I leave my heating on all the time for the dogs, but if you don't have dogs and your house is empty all day, the worst thing you can find out is getting back from that long shift at work and your heating's been on all day, spending that precious money. When I travel more than 700 feet from my house, I get a notification saying the heating is still on above a certain temperature, so I have it set to 15 degrees. If I go away for the weekend with the dogs and I forget to turn the heating off, I'll get a notification whilst I'm driving saying the heating's been left on above 15 degrees. I can then, whilst driving, say, "Hey Siri, turn the temperature of the house down to 5 degrees. And there she goes. This will then turn off the boiler until it reaches below 5 degrees. And on the other hand, when I'm returning from work back to the house, when I'm within 2 miles from my property, the heating will turn on and get to a nice temperature for when I enter the home. Why is this better than having a manual thermostat or one you set a schedule on? You know how life works, your schedules change. Let's say you're in work, it's 5:30, and your boss decides to have one of those Michael Scott meetings that goes on for hours.
I'm Prison Mike!
You then set off at 6:30, you're sat in traffic for another half an hour, 45 minutes, you're getting home around 7:30. Your heating would have normally come on around 5:30 when you're meant to finish work, but due to your crazy boss, the crazy traffic, you're 2 hours late. Your heating will have been on for an extra 2 hours, keeping your house warm for absolutely no one who's there. However, with the geolocation feature on the Hive Mini, it will see that you aren't anywhere near your house and keep the heating off. Then when you're finishing all that traffic off and you're 2 miles away, your heating will start to turn on and your house will get nice and warm. This, over a period of a month or even a year, is a crazy amount of savings, a lot more than the cost of one of these Hive Minis. The next feature for me, and one of the best, is the smart home compatibility. I use Alexa every single day. I use it to turn on my lights, play music, set alarms, it wakes me up in the morning, and now it controls my heating. Hive have made it so easy to add the thermostat to your smart home. I can use Siri on my phone, I can use Alexa, I can use Google Home. All the main smart home brands can use Hive, and it's just such an easy integration. I just jumped on the Alexa app, typed in the skill, logged in, and I was done. There was nothing else needed to do. I can now say, Alexa, turn the heating up to 23 degrees. Alexa, turn the heating down to 19 degrees. Alexa, what's the heating on? And that's just a great feature, so I know what the temperature is inside the house as soon as I wake up. Finally, one of my favorite features of the Hive Mini is the ecosystem it comes with. As soon as you buy into the Hive brand, you get access to the TRVs, the smart sensors, the smart plugs. There's a load of extra gadgets and gizmos you can buy to add to your ecosystem. In my house, the living room is the optimum perfect temperature. We have the TV, the PS5, that adds enough heating as it is. We've got 2 radiators, a tall one, we've got it all nicely set up. The thermostat is inside the living room on the wall, so it detects the temperature in that room and that room only. Once I finish a film off at night time, I'll leave the living room and enter a really icy corridor. I'll then go upstairs, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth where it's really, really cold, and then go all the way up to the attic where the master bedroom is, where it's absolutely boiling. Like every other house, houses do change in temperature depending on what room you're in, what floor you're in. And the use of these smart TRVs is that you can add them to each radiator inside your property and control each room as and when you please. For me, an easy fix would be to put a TRV on the radiator in the corridor, a TRV on the radiator in the bathroom, and a TRV on the radiator in the attic. This will not only make me more comfortable at home, but it'll make me save money in the long term. When I go upstairs and I get in that roasting attic, I'll turn the fan on and use the fan for a good hour, 2 hours to get me to a nice cool temperature. With the use of these TRVs, I can go in the app, set the attic to 18 degrees, the bathroom to 21, the living room to 21, and the corridor to 22, let's say, because that's where the front door is, and a lot of heat escapes through there. I've now created the perfect temperature inside my entire house using these TRVs and the Hive ecosystem. Overall, I love the Hive Mini. I love the simplicity. A guy like myself was able to install it within an hour, and I could teach the functions and how to use it to any dog sitter that comes and looks after the house, my grandma if she wanted to come and visit. So I would 100% recommend to anyone who wants to save a bit of money this year on their bills and upgrade from their boring manual thermostat. Of course, if you're willing to make the bigger investment and get a modulating thermostat which will provide the optimum settings for your boiler, then of course look elsewhere, maybe at your manufacturer's thermostats. For the Worcester, you could get the Easy Control. For Valent, they've got some great array of thermostats. But for simplicity, easy to use and install, Hive Mini is the way to go. To summarize, being able to control your heating with your voice, your phone, even your location is just a game changer. And this is one of the cheapest ways to do it from a reputable brand that we use day in and day out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. This has been iHeat.